Yo, yes sir, man. We live and we back. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, here today bringing you another edition of my starting five for Draftkings and Fanduel. Alright, but before we get into it, y'all already know it's the lineup review. Going over my previous slate starting five that I post on Twitter. Just seeing how we did, breaking down our thought process on the slate. So let's jump into it. But hit that subscribe button. Please definitely hit that like button, man. Turn your notification bell on so you can be here rocking with us every day when the video drops, alright? Now, last night, man, it was another rough night for us, man. Try to get different at some spots last night. Didn't work on the small three gamer. It's tough, man. Like I said, on the three game, it's always tough to try to pivot a little bit because it's so few plays when you, on the smaller slate. So we took a couple chances, didn't quite work out in our favor, but it's good that we're here, guys. Listen, it's still early in the season. People forget we only like what 2-3 weeks into the season, so it's a long season to go. But we got a little losing streak this week. I guess it's 2 or 3 days. At times like this, it's I think it's important just stay focused on your process, man. Especially if you have a proven process that works. So I know my process works. No need to panic, man. I know a lot of times when you're playing DFS, you get 2 or 3 losing days in a row. You might be like, oh man, what am I doing wrong? I got to switch up something. And don't change. If you're comfortable with your process and your process gives you good plays, like I said, your process works like I believe in my process. You don't go changing everything. You just want to dive into it more. Just double down on your process. Make sure you're going through it with a fine tooth comb. Whatever it is you do, however you pick your plays. If it's off recommendations, if it's off of websites that give you whatever it is, whatever that. Long as you believe in it and you're confident in your process, don't deviate from it. Just double down and dive into it and try to see where you could be making a slight mistake at. That's all we're doing over here. And another thing, if you're just starting out, you don't have a process yet, so you can just feel just kind of you just want to analyze your plays, analyze the winning lineup, see what they did, see what you did, and you're trying to develop a process. So this doesn't really pertain to you if you're just starting out. So you're still getting a feel for it, and that's okay, man. Just definitely do, but if you just starting out, you definitely want to find your process that you're comfortable with, that you're secure in making your plays with. So definitely that's what you want to work on. If you're new, if you've been playing for a while, you have a confident, proven process. Just double down on it and try to make a slight adjustment if you need it, but don't scrap the whole thing, man. It's still early in the season, and you're gonna hit losing streaks no matter what. No matter what your process is, man, you're gonna hit losing streaks. Like I said. So just be confident in it. Just dive in, see where you might be missing one or two things here, and then you can move forward and stay with it. All right. But let's go over the starting five from yesterday in my lineup. This is the $40 single entry. A lot of snowmen over here. 243. The updated starting five for DraftKings yesterday was Mike Conley, Gary Trent Jr., Scotty Barnes, Nicholas Batum, and Andre Drummond. All right. At the top, Mike Conley. Mike Conley was my pivot away from the hero chalk. So we knew those all those Miami guys were gonna be super chalk yesterday. So they don't get me wrong, I played them in some of my other contests. I played them over there. We had like a little min cash and a couple of my other contests, but this is my single entry. My single entry, I chose to try to pivot from them. Like I knew that a lot of the bills were gonna start with hero and bam, pretty much they were something. And Robinson, people were gonna play them as well with no Jimmy Butler over there. I knew those Heat guys were going to be heavy on, so I identified a few pivots that I could try to get away from them a little bit. And Mike Conley was my pivot from Tyler Hero. He's in that same price range. There was a couple of guys in that price range: Tyler Hero, Reggie Jackson, Mike Conley. That little 600 to 6,500 price range. I felt it was a couple of good options, man. I felt you had Mike Conley who can see big members who you know can turn out you a big performance. Reggie Jackson, the same thing. Hasn't quite happened this year, but you know they're capable of it. So in the spotlight yesterday when I knew Tyler he was going to be so much ownership, questionable things with the back, whatever. It's not that Tyler Hero wasn't a great play. He was a great play, but I thought we had comparable pivots that could either score with him or possibly outscore him yesterday. So that's what we try to do here with Mike Conley. A little early foul trouble for Mike Conley, hurt his little early rotation, but 25 DK points right here. Not nearly enough, but we had him at 5% ownership. Beautiful ownership right here on Mike Conley. Just didn't pan out for us in this spot. Coming in at shooting guard, Gary Trent Jr. was just locked in right here, man. He's been very solid all year, and he's been around his price tag all year. He's been averaging close to 30 fantasy points, and on a small 3-game slate like that, that's highly valuable, especially at this price tag. That's pushing 6x right here at this 5K price tag. He had a nice performance for us, gave us 37 DK points. Scotty Barnes right here, 6,600. And another guy who's just been very solid all year, has double-double potential, man. He rebounds the ball nicely. There was no Siakam, so we felt like his minutes should be more secure and his usage should be more secure with Siakam taking the night off. So we wanted to go back to him. Got him at 49%. Solid performance from him, man. A little over 5x over here, pushing 6x for Scotty Barnes, 35 DK points. Coming in at the center spot, just went back to Andre Drummond, man. His scoring was off tonight, man. Andre Drummond's a big double-double potential every time he steps on the court right here. And going against these Toronto Raptors, I feel like he could take advantage of his size down there, especially against somebody like Precious Achiuwa, who's a little bit smaller, but didn't work out right here. He 12 boards, only 4 points from Andre Drummond, 31 DK points, definitely let us down at 54% ownership. And then my last player in the starting five, Nicholas Batum, just another guy who's been very solid, another guy who's been averaging close to 30 DK points all season. At 5,300, that was pushing 6x on a small slate. That definitely could help pay you out. But 32% on, he gave us 28 DK points. Solid effort from Batum, but not enough on yesterday's slate. Rounding out the lineup, wanted to go Duncan Robinson. I definitely was going to get some of those Heat guys. Like I said, I played those Heat guys. It's just in this particular single entry contest, I chose to pivot a little different. You know what I mean? That's the thing. When if you're running multiple single entries, whatever you're doing, like I be in a couple of single entries, 40, 12, whatever. You can test out different strategies on each one, you know what I mean? On this single entry, I might take the chalk. On the next one, I'm like, let's fade it over here. You know what I'm saying? That's the you don't have to attack every contest the same way. You want to diversify a little bit, give you different ways of winning, and you can cover different angles. So I just chose to go different in this single entry right here. But Danny Green, 4K, just a value play who hopefully he could get hot and hit a couple threes here in this matchup. But 12 DK points, just roll of dice, my chance play of the night right here. Let us down at 1.7% ownership with only 12 DK points, man. We knew the possibility of this happening right here with Danny Green, but I was okay with it, just trying to get different from the field. And then we paid up for Paul George right here, 10-2, the superstar over here for the Clippers. Felt like it was a good spot for him, especially no Jimmy Butler. He avoided some of that tough defense, and I thought he could have a big performance here. He got him right at 44% ownership, gave us 46 DK points, man. Not nearly enough for Paul George here. Let's go take a look at Fanduel. Fanduel, very similar, man. I went away from the hero chalk in this single entry again. My starting five over here was Kyle Lowry, Reggie Jackson, Tobias Harris, Precious Achiuwa, and Bam Adebayo, right? So over here, I wanted to tap into that the Miami side of this game. But instead of getting hero, I wanted to go Lowry and Bam. So that's what we did over here. And got Lowry right at 55% ownership. Solid effort from him right here. 38 FanDuel points, especially the price over here on FanDuel was lovely. Definitely a solid effort from Mike Lowry. Kyle Lowry, my bad, man. Mike Conley was my other point guard player over here as well. I just like this spot for him, man. It was a pace-up game against the Indiana Pacers. They've been giving it up across the board, fantasy-wise, and I thought Mike Conley could be in line for the push 40 points right here, 40 fantasy points for us, I'm sorry. But 13% on, he only gave us 26 FanDuel points. My shooting guard, Reggie Jackson, like I said, he was in the starting five. Just a guy I thought was in a nice spot to really try to take advantage of Jimmy Butler not being over there. I know they perceived as a tough defensive team, but trust me, with Hero and Robinson in the starting lineup, that defense is a little less spectacular, man. You need Jimmy Butler over there on that court. So Hero is definitely not a stout defender. So I was trying to take advantage of the other side of that game. Like I said, he got him at right at 30% on just 27 FanDuel points for Reggie Jackson. Coming in as shooting guard, wanted to go Malcolm Brogdon. Like this price over here on FanDuel. He worked out well for us. 35% on, gave us 49 FanDuel points. And then small forward Tobias Harris. Want to try to be first to the party. First game back. Didn't know how many minutes he would play. I felt he should be in line for 30 plus. I figured if he was playing, he was good to go. Nice price tag on him at 7,400. We thought he could really pay off. Got him at 29% on. He gave us 37 FanDuel points. Okay for his first outing back, but we definitely expected a little more from him. My other small forward stayed with Scotty Barnes. Just a solid play, man. Like I previously broke down. Finished one rebound shy of a double double. Could have used that. Got him at 50% on. 37 FanDuel points from him. My power forward went Precious Achua. Knew he should be in line for big minutes, especially if they was gonna need a body down there on Andre Drummond. Uh, Solid effort from him, 46% on, gave us right at 32 FanDuel points. Nice effort from Precious Achua, who filled it up with steals and blocks over here. That what got him to his mark on FanDuel. Power forward Royce O'Neal, just a salary play. The salary I had left, the best play I thought that was remaining. A lot of times I like to fit in a lineup that I love, and then whatever salary, if I love my lineup, my current construction, whatever salary I have left, I just pick whatever I think is the best play at that salary. So that was the case here with Russ O'Neal coming in this spot right here. We had 5,300 left. I was just like, I thought he was the better play, and I knew I could figure I could get him at lower ownership. Got him at 18%, but he only gave us 10 FanDuel points here. Now he stunk it up for us over here against the Pacers as the Jazz took a loss, or a surprising loss over here to the Pacers. And then finishing out, man, the center Bam Adebayo. Like I said, on DraftKings, I kind of faded the Heat guys in my single entry. Over here on FanDuel, I wanted to get to the Heat guys. So just once again, you know how I like to do, man, using the sites against each other. But let's get on over to tomorrow's slate, man. Let's see if we can't correct it, get back on the winning path like we was earlier this season. And coming in at the top, man, at point guard, Ricky Rubio. Yes, guys, he's still a play. He's still going to be in play. Don't forget about him on today's slate, man. 5,700. I think that with the price dropped 200, he was 5,900 or could be up on, I don't know. Yeah, he 5,900 on FanDuel, 5,700 over here. Okay. So, but Ricky Rubio, he should see 30 minutes. Colin Sexton's probably more than likely done for the year, depending on the type of surgery he gets to have on his knee. But Ricky Rubio is very solid, man. High assist ratio. He's been scoring the ball well. He just had he had a down shooting game last time out, man, and still gave you right at 37 DK points in 28 minutes. So coming into this matchup against the Detroit Pistons, no real stout defensive anything to worry about. I don't care that he's not starting. As long as I care about his price and him playing 30 minutes, man. Ricky Rubio has been a solid producer so far this year, and I expect that to continue in this matchup against the Pistons. I like Ricky Rubio at 5,700 over here, hoping the field forget about him a little bit because it's a larger slate, so I know his ownership will be down. There's a lot more plays, so I like getting the Ricky Rubio right here in this spot. Hey, shooting guard. Put me back on the Cade Cunningham train, man. I'm just locked in with this guy. He's going to have a good night shooting before long, hopefully. But at 5,600, man, a guy that's playing 30 minutes, getting all the shots he wants. I know the only person I think really competing with him for shots over there is Jeremy Grant. But Cade Cunningham it's probably 1A and 1B between him and Jeremy Grant. But he can get any shot he wants. A lot of the ball handling responsibilities. Gave you right at 36 DK points last time out in 30 minutes. And like I said, once he finally has an effective shooting night, you could probably see him put 40 plus, push 50 right here. And I want to take a chance on that at this low salary still going against the Cavs tonight. Coming in at small forward. Want to look at Anthony Edwards, man. 8,100. Kid's been doing this thing all year, going against this Los Angeles Lakers team who we know cannot stop a nosebleed. The defense is in shambles over there. Anthony Edwards is trying to maybe establish himself as As a 1B to Karl Anthony Towns over here, man. It's close, man. He's taking big shots, man. 20 plus shots pretty much in every game this season, man. Double digit 3-point attempts, man. That type of shot volume and usage is almost top tier, man. If he can become a little more efficient, he gives you peripherals. He's just a nice player. This 8,100. I like him going against the Los Angeles Lakers here in this spot. All right, coming in at power forward, Bobby Portis, man. This is the theme over. He's still a good player at 6K. He another guy who had a down game out against the Knicks last time. Only played 24 minutes. Some early foul trouble. And they was actually blowing the Knicks out, so I think that might have slowed his run down. Who knows? But if he's still in the starting lineup and he's projected to see 30 minutes going against this Boston Celtics team, man, you see the type of performance he gave you before the down one, 45, 44, just and then 24 the last game out. But that's because he had only played 24 minutes. I expect him to still be around 30 minutes in this game, especially with Boston having Horford and Robert Williams down there. They're going to need his size and him to be on the glass with Giannis. I like Bobby Portis at this 6K, man. Prices come up slightly, but he's still a good play, man. Don't forget about Bobby Portis over here today. And then coming in at center, a guy I want to look at, Mason Plumlee at 4,700. Could be one of my favorite value plays right now on DraftKings. Listen, going against this New York Knicks team, they definitely going to need his size down there with the likes of Mitchell Robinson, Noel, and Randall. They're going to need him down there to hit on the boards. Still no P.J. Washington. He fouled out last time, and actually he's fouled out the last two games, but he still played 27 minutes last game, fouled out, and gave you 24 DK points. And the game before that, you saw him play 35 minutes and give you 30 DK points, man. He's gonna. I think he's on the field. I mean, he's on the court for 30 plus minutes, barring any foul trouble. They're gonna need his size against this big New York Knicks interior, man. We know he can rebound the ball. He's a solid defender. I like getting to him at this 4,700 right here. There you have it, man. My starting five for DraftKings: Ricky Rubio, Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Bobby Portis, and Mason Plumlee. Get you some exposure to these guys, man. Definitely get them in your player pool. Let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm liking over there, all right? Coming in on FanDuel at the top, I want to look at my boy De'Aaron Fox, 7,900, especially if Tyrese Halliburton is out, man. If Halliburton is out, we're going to see his usage go up. His assist rate should go up, more ball handling opportunities. You saw him have a nice game last time out with Halliburton set, so we definitely want to keep an eye out for that Halliburton news. I think he's in play regardless because his minutes are secure whether Halliburton plays or not. But if Halliburton is out, he may be a lock button for me over here on FanDuel. I like De'Aaron Fox at this 7,900 price tag. Coming in at shooting guard, staying with Cade Cunningham, man, 5,700. Price is fair, 30 plus minutes, all the shots he want. I like getting Cade Cunningham against these Cleveland Cavaliers. Coming in at small forward on FanDuel, I want to look at Jason Tatum, 9,600. I think this is a nice price for him, especially the way he's been performing lately. We know there's no Jaylen Brown. His usage should be up. All the shots he wants as well. I know Marcus Smart is getting on him about passing the ball, but he's definitely not going to pass it that much with no Jaylen Brown over there, man. I like him. He's another guy who's seeing 20-plus shot attempts, approaching double-digit three-point attempts, man. Jason Tatum, he's going to have to shoulder the load if Boston's going to have any hope of winning this game. So I like getting to him, especially at the 9,600 price tag. Coming in at power forward, I want to look at Isaiah Stewart, man. No Kelly Olynyk over here in this Pistons-Cavs game. It's another situation similar to Plumlee, man. They're going to need his size and rebounding against the Twin Towers for the Cavs over there in Mobley and Allen, those 2 7-footers. They're going to need some size down there to help rebound, man. I think Isaiah Stewart could be in line for extra run over here, could approach 30 minutes, and he's a guy who has double-double potential, so I definitely want to take a look at him at this 4,800 right here as an early value look over here on FanDuel. And then round out at my center spot, man, 8,600. Jonas Valanciunas. Just expect him to eat down here against his Brooklyn Nets. They don't have a body they can throw at him, man. That's not a guy on that roster that can stop Jonas Valanciunas from getting in the paint and having his way down there offensively. He's been seeing big minutes, man. I expect him to dominate in this matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. Love Jonas Valanciunas at his price tag over here on FanDuel. All right, there you have it, man. My starting five on FanDuel: De'Aaron Fox, Cade Cunningham, Jason Tatum, Isaiah Stewart, and Jonas Valanciunas. Man, get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. You know I'm gonna have them in mind. All right, that's gonna do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto: chances make champions. Y'all green up, man. I see y'all tomorrow. All right, let's go.